Bitcoin just hit a brand new all-time high of more than $123,700, as you can see right here. This is live, or about half a percentage point above the prior all-time high. It's since corrected slightly, as you can see here, but we're still pushing higher. Now, for the past few days, longs and shorts have been fighting back and forth for market control, and slowly but surely, longs have grinded it out and come up on top. We've spent more than a month in this range, right around $118,000 to $120,000, and the market seems primed for a fantastic run-up in Q4, as I stated earlier in my video this week. As Wall Street returns from vacation, markets pick back up from the summer doldrums, the Fed is positioned for its first maintenance rate cut in a year as the U.S. economy rebounds. All of these conditions line up for a great quarter for risk assets, and particularly Bitcoin. This is also Bitcoin's longest bull market ever, almost double the length of the prior one, and you can see that right here, at 21 months compared to 13 months. That begs the question, is the 4-year cycle dead? Well, at the very least, the 4-year cycle will be tested in Q4 of this year. As you can see in this chart by James Check over at checkonchain.com, which I'd encourage everyone to go and check out, if we see a massive run-up and blow off top before year-end, the theory remains intact, because ultimately that lines up with Bitcoin's prior 2 cycles. But if not, Bitcoin's behavior through market cycles has probably changed forever. And there's good reason to believe it may have already changed. Bitcoin's market behavior has shifted and will keep shifting because of who's now buying it. Traditional finance capital pools have entered the picture, and they play by different rules. Now, the first one of these pools of capital is the spot Bitcoin ETFs. These are purchased by retirees, pension funds, and endowments whose time horizons are much longer than traditional Bitcoin investors that we've seen in cycles prior. These are allocators with no near-term intention of selling. They plan to hold it for years, even decades, and only gradually shave down positions over time. Take Harvard University, for example. Their endowment purchased 1.9 million shares of iShares Bitcoin Trust, valued at $116.7 million in Q2. This type of buyer now makes up the majority of daily BTC purchases, and increasingly the largest cohort of holders. Add to that list Bitcoin Treasury companies. These are firms holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets with no plan to sell, ever. Sure, some will fail or pivot, but the serious players, the ones with deep balance sheets and sound conviction, are permanent fixtures in the market. These cohorts have fundamentally changed the way that Bitcoin trades, and this helps explain why the current 21-month bull market from late 2023 to today is the longest in history. Instead of the violent booms and busts of earlier cycles, we're seeing something new, which is a consistent uptrend punctuated by periods of consolidation, then rapid expansion, then consolidation again. And as Bitcoin grows beyond its current $2.4 trillion market cap, this behavior will only become more pronounced. Larger asset classes simply can't double and crash in a matter of months the way that small ones can. As the capital base grows, liquidity deepens, and more long-term allocators enter, volatility naturally compresses, but upside doesn't vanish. It just plays out in longer arcs, with bigger dollar moves and a slower tempo. In Q4, that dynamic could be on full display. The mix of easing financial conditions, renewed institutional inflows post-summer, and persistent structural demand from ETFs, corporates, and high net worth allocators could set the stage for another leg higher and a banner Q4. Only after the fourth quarter of this year will we truly know whether or not the 4-year cycle is truly dead and buried. Depending on whether or not in Q1 of next year, Bitcoin continues consolidating and ascending higher, or if we're in for a textbook bear market. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and share so more people could see it. And of course, check out Horizon. Horizon lets you stack Bitcoin using your home equity without new debt, monthly payments, interest charges, or term limits. You can check that out at joinhorizon.com or by scanning the QR code right there. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.